Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Well, I've noticed that many of you, when you make your comments or in the live streams, your concern is that you're not happy after your breakup. Well, naturally, so we all know the obvious reasons. But let us go a little bit deeper. As we have explained this, there are many reasons that is involved here in many other videos, but I want to again go on to a different tangent that it might have, you might have missed it, and you can do your pondering on it. Look, when you come out of a relationship, when you have a breakup, many things have changed, right? Regardless of the mechanical processes, the things that you used to do singularly or together with your partner, they have all changed one way or another. Whether you can do it at the same time, the things that you were doing it individually, and the things that you were doing it with your ex, activities such as, I don't know, sports or walking or coffee or discussions or cinema or date or whatever it was, it's no longer there. So all of that causes you to feel the difference in the rhythm of your life. And that change in the rhythm, like if you're dancing, the music changes from whatever it was that you were coordinating with the rhythm of the music, you now suddenly fall short, or you see the music is asking for a different rhythm to synchronize yourself with it, right? So there's a hiccup there. There's an adjustment necessary. That whole adjustment looks like you're just missing a step. You fall off the stairs when you're coming down. Something that is causing disturbance. And because of that, you feel unhappy, right? Things are changed. There has been some conflicts or divisions. Some things have changed. You feel different. Anxieties, fears of future, changes, and we don't usually like change that easily. So what happens when you feel that way, that you're upset or you're unhappy? You go through dealing with it, right? And it does take a while. Sometimes a month, sometimes more, 3, 4, 5 months, sometimes a year. And I have clients that they've been stuck in the same thing for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, which is very bad, but that's a possibility here and there. So during that time of 1 month to a year or two, what are you doing? You are unhappy, right? Because if you would have come out of it, then you would have changed and you would be happy, right? But many of you say that it's a long time you're unhappy. Well, the first day after you break up, you're unhappy, right? Second day, you're unhappy. Third week, you're unhappy. So what have you been doing through these 3 weeks or 3 months or so on? You've been unhappy, which means you've been practicing being unhappy. You've been focusing on the fact that you're unhappy. And you have been doing stuff that wasn't changing because you've been too busy being unhappy, ruminating about what happened, what didn't happen, disappointments and all that. So whatever reason, you're continuously being unhappy during all this time that passes after your breakup. Which means what? You're practicing being unhappy through all this time after breakup. If it takes 9 months, then you're 9 months unhappy. What happens during that 9 months, or a year, or 6 months? It's like you're practicing to become good at something. When you want to be good at something, you do a lot of it, right? You want to be a good pianist, you play lots of piano all day long. So if you do that 9 months or a year or 6 months, you become a real good pianist, aren't you? Because you're practicing on that thing that you're supposed to do continuously to become good at what it is that you're trying to do, right? Piano, you become really good at it. What if you change the piano to being unhappy? You've been practicing for 9 months or a year or 6 months to be unhappy. So your synaptic neurons have been conditioned to become really good at being unhappy. You've been strengthening that, and through neuroscience of habits, you've created this habit of being unhappy. And you're really good at it because you've found enough reasons to be unhappy by not being able to move out of it. For whatever reason, but that has turned into practice for being unhappy and becoming a specialist in being unhappy. So in other words, through this exercise of changing and conditioning your synaptic neurons to create bridges to allow this create bond and create that expertise in you. So through neuroplasticity, you've rewired your brain to be really good at being unhappy. So what do we have to do when something like this happens? Well, same thing we do if we're trying to learn something new. We gotta try to learn little by little, small things that brings about a result that gives us satisfaction. If you're playing guitar, a couple of notes makes you feel, I can do it. I accomplished something. I'm happy for having been able to do this little thing. If you're playing tennis, then the fact that you're doing something and you're making the stroke right makes you happy. Now, if you've been playing tennis for like 6 months with the wrong technique, and you keep doing it, you become really good at becoming really bad in playing tennis, and you don't know it. You just keep doing the same thing, and you don't get a new result. You get the same old results, and you still continue being not such a good tennis player, as good as you could be. So what happens when you get a coach? The coach starts you with teaching you small things and making you do that small things, not changing your whole style of playing tennis and become good in one day, but it tries to condition you to be ready to be good. That means lots of little good things need to be corrected in your technique so you can become really confident that you can become a good player. So starts you with some small strokes that you do it right, and it's simple, and you learn that, hey, I can do this. And you feel like, okay, now through these little exercises of being able to accomplish something new and correctly, and you get the satisfaction of it, you learn how to rewire yourself and create new synaptic neurons so you can, through neuroplasticity, learn that you can be happy, you can be successful, you can play good tennis. So when we come back to the relationship thing, you now have to learn to do small things to accomplish and make you feel satisfied so you can learn that you can be happy. Not that I haven't been happy for 9 months, so that means I cannot be, so there has to be something big happens for me to be happy. No, you start with small things to teach yourself that you can be happy. From that behavior, you learn that you recondition yourself. And then you rewire yourself that you're ready to be happy and you can be happy and you have been happy with all these little things. I don't know, drinking tea or making tea or walking by the beach or little things that gives you pleasure. So you prime yourself that you can be happy. It's not that it's out of reach. And that whole belief and confidence and putting you in the rhythm of being happiness is like now you found the rhythm with that new music that has changed. And then from there, you develop and you build the happiness that you're looking for. So perhaps that will give you something to think about, and I'll talk to you soon.